is going on, everyone? Auto Endeavors here, coming back at you with another video today. Today we're going to be talking about the 2022 Ford Maverick and the 10 best features of this pickup truck. So as you all know, Ford has recently released this vehicle, and I've made countless videos talking about it, and it just seems to be such a popular topic that I am just making videos about the Maverick for the most part these days, and you guys seem to enjoy it. So basically, we're going to be talking about the 10 best features on this truck. Now, there's a lot to love about the Ford Maverick, and a lot of people already love this truck, even people who don't even have theirs yet and or aren't necessarily planning on buying one, but still love the idea of it. And there's 10 specific things that we're going to talk about in this video, discussing what exactly are the best features of this brand new small pickup truck from the Ford Motor Company. So, like I mentioned, there's a lot of things to love about this truck, not a whole lot to hate. Most of the hate comes from people who are just all about the full size and things like that, but this truck was not really built for those people. So, for the people this truck is geared to, there's a whole bunch of things to love about it. And there's a whole bunch of features that fit a whole bunch of different individuals' needs. So, what we're going to do is we are going to go over and take a look at an article discussing exactly what 10 features are the best features of the Ford Maverick. Okay, everyone, so I have the article pulled up here on slashgear.com's website. I will be linking this article in the description down below for your viewing pleasure. But basically, this article is titled The 10 Best Features of the 2022 Ford Maverick. So let's dive right into what they have to say, basically. A lot of this intro stuff is just describing the vehicle overall. I've already talked about that a whole bunch on my channel. But basically, number one thing on this vehicle is the powertrain. Now, this paragraph here describes how underneath the hood of this little pickup truck is a 4-cylinder delivering 191 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque, combined with the electric motor. And I believe they are talking about the hybrid. Yes, they are talking about the hybrid engine and the hybrid powertrain on this vehicle. Now, 191 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque does not seem like a whole bunch. But again, this vehicle is not being catered towards those who need a full size in their life. It is being catered and created more for the city dwellers and the individuals who might need a little bit more utility on an off day, but for the most part, they just want a vehicle that gets them from point A to point B and is a little more capable than your standard Honda Accord or what have you. Now, 191 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque is still fairly decent out of a hybrid, if I'm being honest. That's almost 200 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque. Now, you won't be towing a 53-foot yacht with this truck, but you can tow a little jet ski, a small camper, or even a small trailer perhaps, and you should be able to fit the bed full of your potted plants and some small and lightweight lumber from your local hardware store. So the powertrain is more than capable, and it also gets an astounding gas mileage rating. So with that being said, that powertrain is very key in the Ford Maverick, and it's what a lot of people like. It's just enough power, it's excellent gas mileage, it's a truck, it's all those things that people want all at the same time without being too much one or the other, right? If you buy a full size, gas mileage is going to be way lower, but utility is going to be way higher. If you buy a Honda Accord, gas mileage is going to be higher, with utility being very little. But with this Maverick, it's that great middle ground, and it's going to fit the needs of a whole bunch of different individuals. So that's the number one thing on the list. The number two is the fuel economy, which I just touched on a little bit, but basically, initially Ford promised that it was targeting 40 miles per gallon in the city for the standard hybrid powertrain. However, when the final EPA estimate was announced, the vehicle was good for 42 miles per gallon in the city. Ford expects to return 33 miles per gallon on the highway, and a combined rating of 37 miles per gallon. It's interesting, and I've always found it interesting how hybrids get better gas mileage in the city than the highway. I would assume that is due to the battery power and the braking and things like that, but nonetheless, if you are a city dweller, which this truck is much more geared towards, you will be getting better gas mileage than if you go on a road trip on the highway. which is kind of interesting. Basically, here it says that's an incredibly impressive fuel economy for a pickup truck. That's better fuel economy in the city than the Honda Civic. So again, this gets better gas mileage than your standard Honda Civic. Maybe not the hybrid Honda Civic, but the standard Honda Civic for sure. And that's something to pay attention to. Ford really went all out with this vehicle, trying to make it the best little truck they could. We achieved 40 miles per gallon and 1,000 pounds of cargo. So it's capable of hauling around 1,000 pounds of cargo, which is pretty good. That's probably more weight than someone in the city will ever really need to move. So that's a pretty solid bonus. The fuel economy won't be as impressive for those who choose the more powerful 2.0 liter EcoBoost. Of course, this is a given. It's a turbocharged, naturally aspirated, well, turbocharged regular engine, I should say. But it is still quite good. According to the EPA, the version of the truck is good for 23 in the city, 30 on the highway, which is pretty decent, to be honest. That's a good number, higher than your full-size pickup truck, and it gives you a decent amount of more power and capabilities as well. So Ford decided to give both options available to consumers. Of course, as we know, the hybrid powertrain has been very hard to come by these days, but I can only assume that it will start rolling out more and more as time goes on. So number 3 on the list is towing and hauling. Now, some of you might be thinking that towing and hauling is not what the Maverick is made for, but look at this picture right here. You've got all that mulch in the bed, right? It's capable of carrying a decent sized load, much bigger than your Honda Civic, your Honda Accord, and definitely your Toyota Prius. Now, it may be hard to believe that a small pickup capable of 42 miles per gallon in the city is also capable of towing and hauling just about anything the average homeowner would need. The little Maverick has 4.5-foot bed in all trims and can carry 1,500 pound payload. It's hard to visualize exactly what 1,500 pounds of payload look like, but that would equate to about 37 40-pound bags of mulch. And that's a key, is it can carry a lot of weight, probably more than the standard average inner city dweller or homeowner or even apartment dweller would really ever need a pickup truck to carry. Chances are you could put, even something as heavy as like a recliner or something in the back of this thing. Now, you wouldn't want to fill it up with, 5 people on the inside, a recliner in the back, and you're towing like a small U-Haul trailer. You might overload it there, but, if it's just you go pick up a recliner, chances are this truck could probably be able to do that. Now, it says down here, if you're doing a do-it-yourself construction project in the backyard, the Maverick could also hold a similar amount of plywood or other large items. Ford also says there's enough volume in the bed to carry a standard ATV for those who enjoy power sports. Now, I want to mention 4.5-foot bed, that's really squeezing it in there. Even with a full-size pickup truck and a 5.5-foot bed, you're leaving the tailgate down, so I don't know how you're going to fit an ATV in the back of a 4.5-foot bed. I suppose it is possible just right to the edge with the tailgate down, perhaps, but that gets into a little bit of sketchy territory, and I don't know that I would push it that far. I'd probably just tow it on a small trailer behind the truck rather than put it in the actual bed. But hey, I'm sure someone's going to be able to figure out how to do it efficiently. But basically down here in this photo, you can see someone hauling 2 bicycles. And that's the thing. If you like riding your bicycle, taking it out on trails and stuff, you're not going to fit that bicycle in the back of your Honda Accord. It's going to be difficult to fit it even in the back of a small crossover, such as like a Ford Escape or something similar. So because of that, this truck is very handy in that aspect. Down here, number 4 is infotainment technology. There are some features in the modern vehicles that you don't realize you need until you have the opportunity to use them daily. This is probably a give or take kind of scenario. Yes, these types of infotainment things are very nice to have on the Ford Maverick, but it does list as number 4 on the list, so it's obviously not everyone's top priority, but it relies somewhere in the middle. People do like having these luxurious features such as Apple CarPlay, navigation, things of that nature, hands-free calling, and whatnot. But of course, these are going to come on the higher trims of the truck. These are not necessarily going to be standard. You might get standard Bluetooth, but you might not get standard Apple CarPlay or Android Auto or navigation or what have you. So take that as you will, but it is a nice feature if you do spring for it. And so the infotainment is very nice in the Maverick. They did not spare any expense, especially in the higher trim models. Number 5 on the list is interior design. Another of the very cool features of the Maverick is the design of the interior. Even on the base models, the interior is well designed, attractive, and while being minimalist. It's not basic. And I've gotten some kind of feedback on this type of interior, and some people like it and some people don't like it. It's just kind of hit or miss in my own personal experiences and what I've heard from you guys. But nonetheless, from the photos, I must say it is very interesting, unique, sort of futuristic, sort of modern styling. I don't know. I guess I'd have to sit in one myself to really judge it for myself. But I'm the type of person personally who buys things, buys vehicles, and I usually plan on customizing them myself. That's just something I enjoy doing. So I probably wouldn't buy a higher trim model anyways. But even the basic model apparently has gotten good reviews from consumers. So that's a plus for the Ford Maverick, and it ranks at number 5 on the list. And of course, their designers really went all out with, designing different features that a lot of people might not think about, such as a water bottle holder in the door that fits perfectly and leaves just enough room for your standard water bottle, which is very popular, that a lot of people carry around these days. But getting into number 6, we've got the FITS system, or FITS system. So basically, this is the Ford Integrated Tether System. This system utilizes 8 different slots spread around the vehicle's cabin that can be used for multiple accessories, ranging from cup holders and bag hooks to other items, while being able to customize the storage and organize options in your truck is interesting. The most interesting part is that Ford will release the CAD files. While access to these files, owners with access to a 3D printer will be able to build their own accessories. So 3D printing has come a long way, and it's come such a long way that you can start 3D printing parts for your car, which is pretty unique. And it is a nice touch that Ford decided to do this and release all the files so that people can print whatever they need and as much as they need. Number 7 on the list is safety and driver assistance. While the Maverick is an affordable and efficient vehicle, it's still packed with safety and driver assistance technologies. Some of that technology is standard, and there's a much broader range available option. The Ford Co-Pilot 360 technology that comes standard includes pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking and automatic high beam headlamps. Automatic high beam headlamps are a particularly important feature, as high beams enable much better visibility at night, but most drivers don't use them. So, I want to mention that a lot of these standard safety features, or not necessarily standard, but safety features that can be acquired on the Maverick are not standard in the basic model truck. So yes, the Ford Co-Pilot 360 technology is nice. Automatic braking, automatic high beams, things like that, that's all nice, but it's not coming on your basic truck. So you got to keep that in mind when you're buying a Ford Maverick. That's one of the things that some people will be able to enjoy, while others maybe not so much. But it's still interesting that they decided to add these features as an option on this pickup truck, and it definitely is a strong point for this truck. Number 8 is the flex bed. The Maverick is packed with technology under the hood inside the truck and in its flex bed. Ford says the cargo box of the pickup can be transformed into a maker's space. That means there are plenty of opportunities in the bed of the truck to create your own storage and organizing systems without having to buy official accessories from Ford or a third party. The pickup bed is designed to be segmented using nothing but properly cut 2x4s or 2x6s, utilizing slots stamped in the pickup's bed. So they made this very user-friendly, very do-it-yourself friendly, and the bed has all different kinds of notches and spaces and things of that nature, where you can just simply add a standard piece of wood and all of a sudden you've got a completely different bed with more capabilities for storage and organization and things of that nature. So that is a super cool feature on the Ford Maverick. Number 9 is going to be the price point. We all know that this is one of the lowest, if not the lowest, priced trucks on the market today as far as brand new trucks are concerned. And so that's a very attractive point for the Ford Maverick. I'm kind of surprised it's not higher on the list, but a lot of people do appreciate that low price point of just a hair under $20,000 minus the destination charge and things of that nature. That will bump you up to around $22,000, $23,000 out the gate if you can find a Maverick. Of course, we know it's different times right now, but the price point still is very attractive. And number 10 is going to be the size. So the size of the Maverick is small. It is very small. In fact, it may be one of the smallest pickup trucks ever created. It's probably not the smallest ever, but it is very small. And because of that, that's an attractive point to some, while an unattractive point to others. But for those who do like small and need small and don't need big and want small, the size of the truck is very attractive, and that is one of the top 10 reasons people love this truck. So basically down here in the bottom of the article, it wraps up some of the discussion and things of that nature. You can read it on your own time, but I just kind of wanted to go over these 10 features because I found them unique and interesting for sure. But with all that being said, I appreciate everyone for stopping by and checking out the Auto Endeavors channel. If you're new here, be sure to hit the like button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with future updates on the Auto Endeavors channel. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. What is your favorite thing about the Ford Maverick? What is your least favorite? Let me know all that in the comment section below. With all that being said, until next time, we'll see y'all.